starting a Shopify print-on-demand challenge to see if I can make $100,000 in 6 months selling t-shirts. This means I have 6 months to go from $0 on Shopify to $100,000 on Shopify, selling the one item that everyone on YouTube claims is dead. Based on all those screenshots, the odds are clearly against me. So let's start off with some rules for this challenge. The first rule is that I need to make $100,000 by the end of 2023, or in other words, 6 months. Simple. The second rule is that I need to keep my overhead under $1,500 per month. Now, this doesn't include the cost of goods or ad spend, but rather applications for the store, subscriptions, employees, etc. Like every business owner, I want to make the most profit that I can possibly make. Keeping my expenses low will help make sure I'm doing just that, and if you're not careful, you could easily end up with an overhead of $10,000. Finally, the third and final rule is that I need to automate this business as much as possible over the next 6 months, so that I'm spending no more than 2 hours a day working on this business. Because the goal we all have is to make money without having to work for it. Simple, 100% attainable, yet challenging to do at the same time. Now, let's get into the details. If you're new and you've never heard of print on demand, the concept is this. A customer simply places an order through your shop or your website, and the order gets sent directly to the print on demand supplier. And they'll put the artwork on the product, print it, and ship it directly to your customer. So, as you can see, just basically upload artwork to a generic unbranded product, in this case, a t-shirt, and they'll print and ship the item for you. We are essentially the middleman in this process. It sounds simple enough, but e-commerce can be tricky, and let me show you how. This was my e-commerce store 6 months into 2022, a little over a year ago. It was on track to do over $1 million in revenue. But on June 11th of 2022, my store came to a screeching halt. Now, you're probably wondering what happened to my store that I had to shut it down. Something so out of my control and devastating occurred. My Facebook ad account was hacked and, in return, disabled. From chugging along on track to doing over $100,000 in revenue in 1 month alone to basically nothing. My income, my hard work, and my dreams were completely crushed. After a year of chatting with what seemed to be 100 Meta representatives and getting absolutely nowhere on getting my page, my Instagram account, and most importantly, my ad account back, I've decided to start fresh. Or kind of fresh. Fresh in the sense of a brand new Facebook page, Instagram account, and most importantly, ad account. I decided to keep the niche and the products that I was selling over a year ago. So where am I in this challenge? What have I done so far? And how much have I made? Today marks the 29th day of running my store, roughly 1/6 of the way through this challenge. And it's been a busy month. The first thing that I decided to do was reconnect Printify to my Shopify store so that I could reconnect my products to Shopify. I also needed to add all of my customized mock-up photos to these products. This step isn't necessarily needed, but I like the way that it makes my site look and how much it matches my niche. Now, this step was pretty easy because I already had a lot of previous designs since I'm simply relaunching my previous brand. But I did add some new designs with the help of software that my fiance, Chris Heckman, is creating. It uses AI to generate designs for your print-on-demand store. That way, you don't need to hire an expensive designer, and it definitely cuts down time for getting your brand up and running. I've attached his sign-up link in the description below if you want to get on his list to be the first users to try it, as well as his channel so you can get a better idea of what he truly is making. Okay, back to getting the store set up. I also needed to recreate my theme, or what my website would look like. I wanted something that was clean, easy to use, especially on mobile since most people are shopping via their phone, and a site that's fast. Nothing will get a customer to leave faster than a site that won't load. I also used ChatGPT to update all of the notifications that my customers would receive, making them match my brand voice and niche. This is a brand that I want to grow, so I'm in this for the long haul, not a quick drop shipping store that I can only run until it fizzles out. For example, if your niche is sports, using sport puns and lingo throughout your notifications will help connect with your customer. Finally, the last and probably most important step was making a new Facebook page, Instagram account, Pixel, and ad account. I was lucky to have some backup business managers that I could use to make a new ad account without Meta getting funky and potentially shutting me down again. After all this background stuff was done, I was finally ready to go and my store looked good. My ad account was ready and the products looked perfect. On June 18th, I officially relaunched my store. I created some engagement ads to get the account warmed up and spending. Typically, this doesn't lead to sales, so I wasn't expecting anything, but surprisingly enough, I got one sale, which was nice. I then created some sales campaigns to get that slowly spending and sent out an email to my already formed list that I had from well over a year ago. After 4 weeks of simply working on my ads and getting my email marketing flows up and running, this is how much revenue my store has made. Drum roll, please. $11,399.48. Honestly, I'm really impressed with this number, but how much did I actually take home? That's a great question, and here's the proof to show you. After taking out my cost of goods, ad spend, overhead expenses, sales tax that I collect, I made $1,252.85. And I know with more time and more work on the brand, I can easily be making $10,000 plus per month with this store. It just takes time to really get things going. So if you're interested in ditching your 9-to-5 job, please subscribe to my channel and like this video to keep up to date and see if I'm able to reach $100,000 in my first 6 months.